I want to divorce my pregnant wife, but I am too scared. I am a 28-year-old male, my wife is 27 years old, we've been married for 2 years, she is currently between 6 and 7 months pregnant. As of now, I can safely say that marrying her was the worst decision of my life. I do not like my life, I do not enjoy my life, I hate my life, and I think I hate my wife. She has made my life miserable in unimaginable ways. Before we got married, we used to argue sometimes. Very infrequently, but we normally peacefully resolved the arguments, and were open to communication and compromise. I still loved her very much then. Once we got married, the arguments started becoming more and more frequent, but we still largely resolved them amicably. It reached the point where often she would start an argument, and I would just sit it out, not argue or contest anything, apologize if necessary, until she calmed down. It wasn't fun, but it allowed me to avoid getting into the heat of arguments and fights, and it prevented them from escalating. When we found out she was pregnant, we were overjoyed. We had always wanted children, and I thought this would be the greatest thing for our marriage, and it would finally turn things around. Things started going downhill steeply since then. My wife has become an intolerable person. She shouts, she throws a fit over the smallest thing. If one thing is out of place, if I am slightly late on washing the dishes, or if a single dish is not properly cleaned, she will raise hell on me. If I say one thing wrong, or one thing that slightly upsets her, she will raise a storm. If I sit down to watch TV or play games, she will raise a storm. When she gets like this, she cannot be reasoned with, she cannot be talked to. I can't even try to calm her down, it just makes her worse. At times things have gotten physical. I consider this to be very severe physical, emotional, and mental abuse. I feel as if she has drained all happiness and joy out of me. I do not feel happy when I see her anymore. I do not feel the joy and love that I used to feel towards her. Now, I see her as someone to avoid, someone I know will shout at me and make my life miserable. Sometimes it's not even something that I do. Sometimes she will just be feeling unhappy and pick an argument over nothing, and keep it going until it turns into a fight with her shouting at me. This has been going on since at least the beginning of the pregnancy, and if I had to be honest, the signs were there before. I regret marrying her so much. She is not the woman I loved. If I had to be absolutely truthful, I would say no. I no longer feel any love towards this woman, my wife, who is carrying our baby. I said things have gotten physical. They have. One time she threw a fork at me. It hit me on the face a few inches below the eye and caused a sharp scratch. I had to lie and tell everyone it was due to an accident. The only people that know it was because she threw a fork at me are me and her. Honestly, I have become fearful of her. I have taken to avoiding her. I've started spending much of my time at my parents' house because I cannot stand to be around her. She drives me crazy and makes me scared. A few times I even spent the night at my parents' house. At one incident I drove there in the middle of the night because she was raising such a furor I could not be in the same house as her. A bit about her mental history. Yes, I know all about pregnancy hormones. Yes, I know there can be depression during pregnancy, and sometimes pregnant women can behave strangely. The thing is, I can't even bring this up with her. If I dare to suggest seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist about her behavior, she will go nuts at me for suggesting that she is crazy, or suggesting she is in the wrong. She will go nuts because how dare I suggest anything other than it's all my fault, and she's not to blame. She will go nuts. She has a history of depression. I know she took meds in her teenage years but stopped in her early 20s. She didn't have much of a problem with it since then, and she stated herself she believes the meds never helped, and she doesn't like psychiatry all too much. She doesn't want any medical intervention or any therapy. At this point I don't even want therapy, not that she's open to it. I feel it's past that point. I can't live like this anymore. I want out. I have no idea how to approach it. I'm scared of her. If I tell her frankly what I'm feeling, that I want to end this marriage and I want a divorce, how will she react? What if she throws something at me again? What if she attacks me again, tries to hurt me or hurt herself? She is carrying an unborn child. What if she tries to hurt the child? I have no idea what will become of our child, its future already compromised before it's even born. An abortion is out of the question because where we live, it's illegal past 20 weeks. I'm scared, I'm frustrated. I feel no love towards this woman at all, only fear and loathing. I want to get out as soon as I can, cut my losses whatever they may be. If I have to pay child support forever, I will take that if it means I can have a normal life otherwise. Frankly, I'm even considering involving child protection services to see if it is even safe to leave the child with her once he is born. Bottom line, my pregnant wife has made my life miserable beyond hell. She is very abusive towards me. I cannot stand this life anymore, and I want a divorce, but I am scared and I don't know how to approach it. TLDR, wife of 2 years is 6 to 7 months pregnant, has become very abusive towards me, impossible to live with, often verbally, and occasionally, physically attacks me. I have taken to avoiding her as much as possible. She completely refuses any psychiatric help or therapy of any sort, and gets very angry if I even suggest it. I feel no love towards her, only fear, and I know at this point my only option is a divorce. However, I am too scared to even broach the topic of divorce with her, because I have no idea how she will react, whether she might try to hurt me, herself, or the baby. Please give any advice on what I can do or how I can approach the situation. Update: I will keep this brief and I don't want to go into too many details, because I am in contact with a lawyer and don't want to reveal too many details online. I will give the important facts. Firstly, I have contacted a lawyer and my wife and I are on the path to divorce. I explained to her clearly in no uncertain terms that I 100% could not continue in this marriage. It was not a pretty sight, I'll say that. Her reaction was not what you'd call understanding, but eventually she accepted it. Prior to that, I had spoken to the obstetrician. I had told him in full about her symptoms and behavior. He spoke with her. She presented a completely different picture about everything, denied most of what I had to say, said I was exaggerating. Obviously, the obstetrician didn't want to get involved in taking sides or doing marriage counseling, but he said that unless she represented a danger to herself or someone else, and had expressed clear thoughts of self-harm, she could not be admitted against her will. TLDR, summary: I am in close contact with a lawyer and am on the path to divorce. I am not sure at this point what will become of the child, but it looks most likely there will be some sort of joint custody arrangement. Thank you all for your supportive comments last time. My pregnant, 28M, wife, 28F, of 10 years is cheating on me. About 6 weeks ago we found out my wife was pregnant. About 6 hours ago I found out she was cheating on me. I wish I could make this up, and I swear it feels like a bad dream. I'm so shocked and upset. I have been with my wife for 10 years this year. I thought our relationship was great. I've never felt more comfortable or happier. We are both 28. I'm gonna make this incredibly long story short. She has been cheating on me the last 5 months with her ex. Apparently they talked on Facebook when she reached out to tell him happy birthday. She instigated by doing this, I am assuming. They slept together 3 times, hung out 6. She was going to TJ Maxx, sending me pictures of baby clothes but hanging out with him. This woman was my world. I did everything I could for her. I was so excited for this baby. We were trying. She swears it's mine and there's no way that it's his, but she lied saying they only slept together once. He told me 3 times. She finally admitted it. She said that she told him she loved him but didn't mean it. My thing is, how would she love him after only 1 month? They dated like 13 years ago. It's just hard for me to believe, and I'm questioning if the child is even mine. It's literally the worst day of my life, guys. I'm terrified. My anxiety is awful. I feel so sick. She's texting me saying she wants to work it out, but she was so shady. Apparently she turned off Life 360 and her mom noticed something was up but didn't tell me. Come to find out she told her mom she saw him but they just talked and nothing more. I have Life 360 on my phone because my brother, sister, and wife wanted to be in the loop with where I was, which was fine. But I don't use it to track them and never have. I trusted her 100%. It doesn't feel real. I keep hoping this is a bad nightmare and I have anxiety and it's freaking me out so bad. I can't believe she did this to me. We have a home together. All of our finances are together. This was the life I wanted and now I'd how to move on. I'm so betrayed. She was the sweetest woman I've ever met and I'm just in shock at how to feel. Comments. My guy, I've been in a similar situation. Know this, you may love her but she doesn't love nor respect you. You are a tool for her to enable her preferred lifestyle. She is sorry you found out. Not sorry she did it. She is scared of losing the stability and resources you provide. Not scared of losing you. You must get a divorce. If you don't, she will do this again. The sooner you get out, the less the damage will be to you. Don't bother with marriage counseling. It's a scam. Get her child tested. If it is not yours, then never speak to her again after the divorce and wish her well in the dating market. It is truly a horrific experience, but you can survive this. A great many men these days have to. You have messages of her admitting to cheating on you, but I doubt that she told you everything. Paternity test for the baby, STD test for you, and a consultation with a lawyer. Even if you choose to stay with her, you need to get some safeguards in place for you, such as a post-nuptial agreement and having your own bank account that she doesn't have access to. I would also make sure to have individual credit cards. If I were in your place, I'd walk away. Krotu says. First, paternity test is a must. If the kid is yours, don't make the mistake of staying with her for the kid. Kids are not stupid, they'll see you're unhappy and they'll consider it as a normal healthy relationship. This is what they'll replicate when they become an adult. Now, here's the situation. The relationship is already over, and let me explain why. She lied to you multiple times and she will do it again. She needs help from a professional. If you forgive her, things may get smooth again after some time. But be ready for a sexless relationship. She already lost pretty much all respect for you. Forgiving her will be the final nail in the coffin, and she won't have sex with you again. And she'll cheat again, of course. If you decide to officially end the relationship, which you definitely should, she'll have to face the consequences of her actions, and hopefully it'll help her become a better person in the end. It would never happen with you still acting as her emotional support, so she doesn't have to deal with her choices. You deserve someone better. Your kid, if yours, deserves a happy daddy. You're still young. Don't settle for a toxic relationship at your age. I'm sorry, man. Good luck.